In the new Assassin's Creed, you get a spear instead of a hidden blade. A spear is the best weapon. 10 out of 10, the best Assassin's Creed ever. Thanks for watching, everyone. Alright, that's not the actual review. What's up, everybody? This is Dave from RectifiedGaming.com here with the review of Assassin's Creed Odyssey. It is the latest and certainly the biggest entry in the long-running franchise. Initially, I was skeptical while playing another massive Assassin's Creed game so soon after 2017's excellent Origins completely revamped the formula. But now that I've had my time with it, I must say I'm surprised by how much I enjoyed it. Odyssey swaps out the stoic, revenge-driven Bayek with two character choices, Alexios or Cassandra, brother and sister who are the grandchildren of the great Spartan general Leonidas. Yes, for the first time you have to make a choice of who you play as, which means the other character gets a different role in the story. No spoilers are here, so you find out for yourself. And once you make that choice, you begin your adventure as a lowly mercenary on a small island for the game's very long prologue sequence. I think I was 6 hours in before I even saw the title card pop. Much of the general flow and core gameplay has been lifted directly from Origins. It took me no time to get comfortable with the movement, combat, and the moment-to-moment gameplay. Most of the big changes are to the game systems you are actually interacting with. Assassin's Creed Odyssey takes place during the Peloponnesian War in the year 530 BC. The war between Sparta and Athens is more than just a setting. Most of the open world systems are impacted and do impact this war. As a mercenary, you can fight for either side, and every enemy you kill, outpost you complete, and national treasure you pillage will diminish a nation's control over each individual territory in the game. I'm of two minds on this. In one hand, it helps add context to all of the tried and true mechanics carried over from every Assassin's Creed ever. Now, there is a legitimate reason to tackle all of the forts and small bases that litter the open world, because every action you do has an impact, and you can see a bar representing the nation's power dwindle as you sneak, stab, and kill every individual enemy or take their treasures from them. On the other hand, it doesn't take long to realize the war between both nations is nothing more than yet another very video gamey mechanic. At first it seems really interesting, but over the long haul you kind of realize the only significant difference between who is in control of a nation is the color of the enemy's armor and the bases. It just doesn't matter in the end, which kind of breaks the illusion completely. Spartans never realized or recognized me for always fighting on their side and trying to roleplay as somebody trying to help them in the war. It just doesn't have that kind of impact. Also back from a previous game is the naval gameplay from Black Flag, and it's even more arcadey than it used to be. You have a unique ship that acts as kind of your home base. It can be upgraded, you can recruit mercenaries to join your crew, and it is home to some great character moments as you sail from island to island with your characters and your trusty second mate. Also, you can boat drift. Like I said, arcadey. And then on top of those two gameplay systems is a half-baked attempt at the Shadow of Mordor style Nemesis system. Every person who plays will get a set of mercenaries that are randomly generated that all have their own strengths and weaknesses. They roam the open world and will hunt you down when you act out. They don't live up to the potential, however. They show up and they usually just start attacking you. They don't have unique dialogue or fancy intros where they taunt you like the orcs do. They are just another randomly named person to either kill or recruit, and that's kind of the end of it. In all honesty, I can describe all of Assassin's Creed Odyssey like that. The core game is very strong. I'm playing on the Xbox X, and visually it's fantastic. The story is fun, and the combat and skill tree system is really well developed. It leans in a much heavier RPG direction than even Origins did, with a full loot system for armor and weapons this time, and that part of the game was very satisfying to engage with. The problem is it has so many layers and layers that just add and stack on top of everything else. It's so much. And even though the game never breaks under the weight of all of those systems, it also never digs deep enough to make any one of them feel like they're worth investing time into. The sheer size of the world and the insane amount of quests the game has can be daunting. They end up throwing so much at you that it can feel a bit crazy at times to truly know where to start, what to ignore, and what you should really chase after. It's a shame too because the main plot and the characters are incredibly strong. They feature narrative-driven conversations that finally allow me to relive the glory days of being a renegade like in the Mass Effect series. The problem isn't the quality, it's just the quantity. And before I go any further, this game does have a huge layer of microtransactions all over the place. In my experience, I never needed to use any of them, and didn't halt my progress through the game at all. They seem to merely exist to shortcut the player, and although the practice isn't something I agree with, it's also hard to raise a pitchfork over it because it never became an issue for me ever in my time with Odyssey. My real kind of gripe with Assassin's Creed Odyssey is that at the core of it, there is a great classic game there, but it needs an editor to go in, trim off around 40% of the bloat, and point you toward the stuff that's actually meaningful to engage with. There are fantastic side quests, there are amazing sites to discover, and things to do, and sometimes all those systems can interface with each other in a really fun way that can be very gratifying. Or sometimes you can rescue a character who's somebody's brother, bring that brother back to that character, they say, "Thank you so much, I owe you a life debt," and then as soon as the game gets you back in control, you can assassinate the brother right in front of this lady, and she doesn't even flinch, and that's the problem. Little things like that pick away at what should be a great experience because they have to worry about so many things at any given time that no one thing gets the love and attention it should get. And if you didn't have thousands of quests in the game, maybe something like that could have a bigger impact. And that's kind of what, just, oh my god, it's so close. It's right there. You can see where it could be an all-time great game. But I will say, despite those problems, I actually did enjoy my time with Odyssey. It was probably the most fun I've had with an Assassin's Creed game, despite the various issues that are plain to see by anybody. I will say Alexios is who I played as, and he is one of my favorite characters in the entire franchise now. All of those new systems, while shallow, like I said, they do add context to all of the random open world hijinks, and for myself, that made everything I did feel a bit more satisfying than it ever has before. And that goes a long way when you're playing a game for 50 to 60 hours like I have. And it's why, despite the issues, I found myself wanting to play more and more of it. Overall, I give Assassin's Creed Odyssey a 7.5. I think it's a really great game if you want to go in there, experience an open world, lose yourself to all of its systems, and it's Ubisoft, so you know the post-game support is going to be very strong. The way they added on to Origins was excellent, and I have no doubt they will do the same here. So, that's my review. I hope you guys enjoy it. Check out the written review at rectifygaming.com. If you enjoyed the content, please like and subscribe, and I'll see all of you next time. Have a good one, everybody.
Come with me, stupid brother. Thank you, Alexios. Family is family, and for his life, I thank you. Good luck with your search.
Ah!